And honestly, becoming an au pair completely changed my life. It's Edwina. So before we get into today's video and the steps to become an au pair, please subscribe, like, and comment on the channel. Your support means so much to us. We are a neutral platform, so we try not to be biased between agencies and websites. Our goal is to give you a real glimpse into what life as an au pair really looks like. The first step to becoming an au pair is first deciding what country you want to be an au pair in, and then researching the rules that you have and the agreements between your home country and that country. And this is super important because you can't be an au pair actually in any country that you want. As an American, I can be an au pair in France. There's an au pair visa for France, there's an au pair visa or a working holiday visa for Australia. There are au pairs in Spain, but I can't be an au pair just anywhere, and that's just because certain visas are offered for certain places. So if you come from a country in Africa or in South America and you want to move to France or to Europe in general, you have to look in to the rules and regulations that go in to the au pair visa. It might not even be available to you to become an au pair. For example, I really want to live in South Africa, but I'm pretty sure that they don't offer an au pair visa for South Africa, so I would need a different type of visa. Maybe I would be a student in South Africa. There are all these different options with every different country, and you have to look into that yourself, because every country has its own website, each visa has its own rules, so look into all those options. Number 2, once you decide what country you want to be an au pair in, you're going to need to find your host family. And that means you have to choose either going the agency route or the website route. Let me break that down about what that means. So basically, as an au pair, you might want to have support going through the agency or going through the au pair process and finding a host family. If you do want that support, you might want to pay an agency to find a family for you. So the agency will take your criteria, take your preferences, and what you're like as a person, and they'll interview you. Sometimes the au pair has to pay the agency, sometimes go through it for free and the family pays. But this is just nice because you have a third party helping you through the process. Visa paperwork, if anything goes wrong, you want to go through a rematch, you can lean on your agency. The downside is that you have to pay, or you don't have as much liberty going through an agency, so you can't make a decision about a host family. They choose your host family for you, and they do the best that they can to put you with the best host family that's for you, but that means that you kind of are at the will of your agency. If you're not into that, you can go the website route. And there are different websites out there. I'll put some of our favorites down in the comments below. Obviously, one of the biggest ones is called Au Pair World, and au pair families and au pairs go on there for free. I think families actually do have to pay a little bit. And you can put your profile, make it on there, put your pictures on there, all of that good stuff, and then families will start to contact you, or you can contact families. And then from there, you can have your own Skype interviews and kind of go through the process on your own. If you feel like you want this liberty, but you also kind of want help, I also offer au pair coaching, especially for those of you who are going from the States or England or Australia to France. I Skype and help you through the process from the beginning to the end. So if you don't want to go through an agency, you want to go through a website, but you kind of need a little bit more help, know that I do help you, and you can get help on the Au Pairs website. The next step is getting your contract signed. So once you find your family and you're both in agreement about you liking each other and you want to go and live with them and all that jazz, you're going to want to Skype with them 2 to 3 times to outline all of the things that are going to be required on your part to help prepare you for your au pair year. And you're also going to want to make sure that your family is going to do everything in their power to make you feel comfortable, because you are going abroad. You're, a young 18 to 30-year-old. So this might be your first time abroad. I know it was for me, and so I wanted to find a family that was going to do everything in their power to make me feel at home and comfortable, and just in case anything went wrong in France, I knew that I could lean on my family because they very much are your support system. So don't rush into the decision of finding a family. You want to make sure that you're finding a family that is going to be a good match for you, because that's going to make or break your au pair experience. And honestly, speaking from experience, I wish that I had taken more time to reflect about if my family was going to be the right family for me, because I did end up going through the rematch process in that I had to find my own new host family, and that could have been prevented if I had taken my time and not rushed so much and been so excited to go abroad, and I had really reflected about my host family. After your contract is signed, you're going to want to go through your visa. A visa is literally just a little sticker inside of your passport. Every visa has its own rules. Every country asks for different documents, so make sure that you're verifying with France and with your home country about what documents are being asked. That way you can prepare as best as you can for your visa appointment. You don't want to screw that up, because sometimes it can take a long time to even just make an appointment. Be as prepared as possible. Your family is going to want to take steps too, because they have their own set of stuff that they need to do for to prepare for your arrival. So just make sure that you're paying attention to all of the visa paperwork. And if you need more help with that, you can always go to the Au Pair's website. So this next step, buy your plane ticket, can come either before your visa appointment or after. And I say that because if you buy your plane ticket before, and you don't buy insurance, in that you don't buy the policy that allows you to change your date for your plane ticket, you're kind of taking a risk. The visa process, once you go to your appointment and getting your visa, takes about 2 weeks, sometimes 4 weeks, up to 4 weeks. So just make sure that you have that in mind when you make your appointment. I always buy my plane tickets before I get my visa, just because the more you wait to buy your plane ticket, the higher the prices are. And I've gotten about 4 or 5 visas to go to France at this point, and I did miss my flight one time, and I had to buy a last-minute plane ticket to Europe, and it was really painful. So just keep that in mind. Lots of au pairs buy them after the visa appointment, but again, there's no problem with buying them before the visa appointment. Lots of people do that as well. And then also in this step is packing. We have a video on what to pack and how I personally pack when I'm traveling abroad for the year, preparing for all seasons, all 4 seasons, which is kind of difficult. So I'll put that link down below as well to help you pack your bag. One of the last steps is finding your community. One of the hardest parts about being an au pair is that you're abroad, maybe for the first time, you're alone in a new city, in a new environment, in a new culture, in a new language. What's gonna help you best is grounding yourself and meeting as many people as possible. Going to language school is really going to help you do that, because you get to meet other people who are in the same shoes as you. They don't know the language, they maybe speak your language, and so you get to kind of bond over these culture shocks that you're having all at the same time. Other things that you can do to make community are go through meetup.com or Facebook groups. You can join the APOP Open Forum or become an APOP member and meet people that way. So in addition to your family, leaning on them as much as possible, branch out, find your activities, find what it is that you like to do. Maybe join a gym or something, but definitely get out there as much as possible. And the advice that I like to give to people when they're first moving abroad is go wide, not deep. The more people you meet, the more grounded you feel, because the more it'll feel like your hometown, where you're bumping into people at the post office, you're bumping into people when you walk around the block, and that's kind of the nicest feeling, because you're abroad, but you've made it your own little home. And that was the best part of my year as an au pair, when it started to feel smaller and smaller and smaller. And the last step to becoming an au pair is joining the APOP community. So we have lots of tools to help you connect with each other. Definitely go on our website, tell us where you're going to be an au pair and when, and it will help you connect to other people in our database. Other APOP members will be able to reach out to you, because they'll see your contact information on the database and be able to tell you that they're also an au pair in your area and connect. And we set up events for our APOP members as well in France. And yeah, become an APOP member through our website. Shameless plug, yes. And if you like what we do and you feel like you want to help other au pairs in this community learn about how to be an au pair, or fill in some of the blanks that we have, apply through our Instagram to be an ambassador, an APOP ambassador, and you can become part of our little team. The best part about what we've started is the community that we've made, and the fact that you guys can ask each other questions. So thank you so much for your support, for watching, for your comments, for your likes and everything, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye, ciao for now.